us every day, but them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, oh, them they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they here they run to? Move it out. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People will cry with us during answers. Today them don't join those oppressors, they eat jello. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up where this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come more. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. Idle man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it out. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collect it bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.
Nani bonye na agwọ anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ smele nke ndị agha ka igwe mere anyị ebere ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosi ike ka anyị wee n'ikpeta maazị nya ha sọgotụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ise mma mmadụ dịrị gị Chineke mma mma dịrị.
Are you still fighting the struggle to have independence for Biafra?
We are fighting for independence, not fighting physically with guns and bullets. We are fighting in terms of our agitation. We are fighting in terms of our belief. We're fighting in terms of our consistency to ensure that we are free. Because we're not free. As a free people, we can afford to make life better for our people. Right now, we can't do that because of how Nigeria is structured and because of the very flawed foundations upon which Nigeria rests.
You called for a referendum latest this year, November, you said, I think.
Yes.
If that doesn't happen, what's the way forward? Because the way it looks like the government will definitely not agree to that.
Then there'll be no elections in Biafraland. No more elections here. They can put whoever they like in office. They can do whatever they like with their political positions. We will not engage in any political process.
You said it's a peaceful struggle, but
yes.
There are some videos of you appearing in the past, especially abroad, in particular in one conference in the US, where you said you need weapons to defend yourself, you need guns and ammunition. How can we understand that in the context that you're saying it's a peaceful struggle?
I'm sure you've heard about the Fulani headsmen killing people all over the place. Have you heard about it? Of course. Exactly. So how do you intend to defend yourself against Fulani headsmen without guns and bullets? They've been killing our people, raping our women, destroying crops in the farms, and no one does anything about it. Is that how human beings are supposed to live?
So, and you have the right to arm yourself and defend yourself with arms in that context?
Self-defense is recognized even by all the known laws of the UN. Is that not correct? We have the right. If somebody were to barge into this very interview now wielding a machete or an AK-47, are you suggesting we should let them get away with it?
You were detained for almost 2 years, from 2015 on, and actually there was no trial. No trial ever happened, and despite several court rulings that said you were supposed to be released, you were not released. Yes. Do you think you were treated in a fair way by the government? Or rather also by the justice system? No, not fairly, because Nigeria is not a civilized country. People behave like animals. They are not reasonable enough. They're not disciplined enough. They are not mentally developed enough to run a transparent civil society. For them, they have a feudal mindset where you have the ruling class and, a multitude of poverty-stricken people who never utters any word in rebellion or to even ask questions about their plight. That is one thing we are determined to challenge. Don't you think you insult a lot of Nigerians with that? I'm being very kind, to be honest. I could have used far more harsher words to describe them. I'm being very kind. So generally you don't think very positive of your countrymen then, obviously? They are not... When you say positive, no, as individuals, perhaps there are a few good people amongst them. But as a collective, this is an absolute mess. And you can see for yourself. Didn't you go through the roads and see how horrible they are? Didn't you see how unkempt everywhere is? How filthy and dirty everywhere is? That is the product of a Nigerian system that is uniquely backwards, even by the very third world standards of Black Africa. That's the fact, and people must face up to it. Well, I traveled in the north quite extensively, and I went to very remote areas sometimes where you would still find Igbo people living there, peaceful together with communities in the north. Don't you sometimes think that you might endanger their peaceful coexistence with the communities there, that they might get into trouble with that? So if they're living so peacefully together, or cohabiting so peacefully as you put it, how come you hear about all those uprisings in the north where southern Christians are being slaughtered and nothing gets done about it? Are you telling me that that is normal? People are in the north out of a dire need, necessity more or less, to try and survive. Because here, the entire production process has been emasculated by people and policies that are geared towards ensuring that our people exist in perpetual state of poverty. And that is unacceptable to us. What we're asking the world to recognize is that we want to live in peace, not in pieces. We want to live in peace, just to allow us to be. Allow Biafra to exist. We were existing before the British came. Just allow us to go back to, what we were before. No African came to Europe to create countries. So for somebody to just come in here and say, you, from today your name is Nigeria, is simply laughable.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me on this evening section. We have come once again on our evening program to chat with Biafran people, to speak to my fellow Biafrans on the issues that are bothering us. Wherever you are joining us from, please kindly like and share the program to our platform. Share to family and friends, share to your neighbors. Make sure you bring at least one person to this program. We are not going to take much time. We will try to be as quick as we can, as fast as we can, and deal with this issue. So if you want to join me on stage, try as much as possible. The link, click the link and join as quick as you can. because in the evening program, we don't waste more time. We elaborate more in the morning program, but when it comes to evening time, we take it a little bit fast. So for those who are joining us for the very first time, those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, I want you to know that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that represents Biafra. In this platform, we do not instigate violence. We don't preach hate. We do not attack people or individuals. We do not attack any race or religion. In this platform, we don't engage in saga. We do not engage in propaganda. We don't engage in blackmail. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the whole world as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. The Zoological Republic of Nigeria has ended, and it is very clear to everybody that Nigeria is a failed state and it is irredeemable. That is why we are providing solution to the failed state Nigeria, and that solution is Biafra. It is not out of selfishness, it is not out of greed, it is not out of envy or jealousy or wickedness. This request is to save life. We are asking for the recognition of Biafra, referendum, and the acceptance of Biafra by the international community to save life. From every indication, the only solution today to save the life of the ordinary people in that Zoological Republic is Biafra. You can continue to run away from it for all I care. You can continue to pretend about it. Biafra is the solution. Everyone knows the problem. Both the Biafran people and non-Biafrans, both indigenous people and strangers, everyone knows what the problem of Nigeria is. But people are scared to take a bold step to embrace the solution. It is only the Biafrans that are in the front line speaking about solution, pursuing the solution, embracing the solution. The only solution to the failed state Nigeria is disintegration. The Arewa go their separate ways and form their caliphates. The Oduduwa people go their separate ways and form their monarchical system. The Biafrans go their separate way and form their secular system. The Middle Belt will go on their own and practice whatever system they want to practice among themselves. That is all we ask for. It is a legitimate request. A legitimate request. That is why we are talking about it every now and again, and we will not get tired until we are heard. We will continue to speak, continue to shout and talk, regardless who is listening. The world can continue to pretend. They can continue to pretend. Their pretense will not last forever. We will never get tired until we are out completely from the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Nigeria has reached elastic limit, and there is no other place to go. Once something gets to elastic limit, it's either you allow it to relax or it will break up into pieces. That is where Nigeria is today. And the breakup of Nigeria is inevitable. So every one of you that is joining us on today's program, I want you to pay attention. Help us to like and share this video to other platforms. Share it to your family and friends. These informations that we are bringing every now and again, twice every day, is important. If it's not important, I will not be here. The need to restore Biafra is important. It is a need to save life. The restoration of Biafra is to save life, to save humanity. Not just the indigenous people, to save life in Europe, in America. Because if these terrorists succeed in taking over Biafraland, the resources in Biafraland can fund any sort of terrorism that they want to fund. Any terrorist group that succeed in laying their hand on the resources in Biafraland, they can overrun the world. Some of you in the West don't know the danger that is coming. Or you know and you pretend not to know. The only friend that the West can have to stop the terrorists in the Sahel and put a stop to the advancement of terrorists in Africa is to create Biafra. Biafra will mark their end. You have delayed you have delayed the recognition of Biafra for too long. You have delayed it for too long. This is the time for Biafra to be recognized. This is the time for the voice of the Biafra people to be heard. Nigeria have proven that it is not a state. It has been proven beyond reasonable doubt that the state of Nigeria is under the hand of the terrorists, in the hand of the terrorists. And this terrorist organization will do everything they can to take over our land. Are you going to ignore them? Will you continue to support the terrorists to take over the Biafra land? Or are you going to fight for humanity? Our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who they are detaining illegally. The only reason they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today is because he exposed the evil of the Janjaweed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu exposed the evil they have been hiding for years. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used the word people are scared of using. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have used the truth, as he said, to destroy the Zoological Republic. They can't bear it. That is why today they are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu against the law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was the one that made it possible for people in the zoo today to begin to ask for restructuring. Some of you have forgotten, there was a time mentioning restructuring in Nigeria is almost a death penalty. You don't do that. There was a time you can't open your mouth in Nigeria and talk of restructuring. It's a crime in Nigeria. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have broken that chain. And today, people can boldly ask for restructuring. People can contest. People can make speech in the House of Assembly. People can speak in their media about restructuring. But that time has passed. We, the Biafran people, we see 1,000 miles ahead of time. In 1967, restructuring was supposed to be the key to save Nigeria. If Nigeria were to be one. If Nigeria was supposed to be survived. If Nigeria was supposed to be, there is no reason they will just reject restructuring in 1967. If Nigeria was meant to survive, if Nigeria was meant to be a nation, there's no reason they should reject restructuring in 1967. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, gave them that option, signed up to it, but Nigeria withdrew from that agreement. Because of their wickedness, because of their selfish interests, because of the British interest in Nigeria, they were able to manipulate some Nigerians. More especially Gowon, he was manipulated. And he went back in agreement that he has already signed in Ghana. That was when restructuring was supposed to set the pace for Nigeria. But today, after 65 good years of their so-called independence, there is nothing to write home about. After 50-something years, they are now coming back to what our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, presented to them. And we say that time has gone. We are no longer in the time of restructuring. We are in a time of total independence of the people. What we are asking today and what is writing is total independence of the people. And if you don't take that opportunity now that you have it, the chaos that you're going to see in Nigeria, you might not be able to stand it. You know, there's a common saying by all people. They say Nigeria is still on a bucket of a keg of a gunpowder. That is the parable that everybody uses in their social media, in their conventional media. They use that parable. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of a gunpowder. Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. And yet, these people that know that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of a gunpowder, yet do nothing to remove that gunpowder. Do nothing to turn off the light. But instead, they are going further to lit up the place and allow the explosion to consume everyone. But as for Biafrans, we are not going to wait to be consumed before we act. We will not wait. We are going to take our chances and free ourselves. That is why our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have taken a bold step. That is why he is fearless in their court. And he has made it clear to them that it is either Biafra or nothing. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said it is either Biafra or nothing. They have tried to present everything to him. They have given him so many gifts. They have given him so many options. They have tried to trick him with different kinds of positions. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remained in his word. It is either Biafra or nothing. And I bet you nobody is going to change that word. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has given up himself for Biafra. And he made it clear that even if he dies today, that Biafra will come even faster. But we don't want him to die. We want to celebrate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as a hero in his lifetime. Every one of us have seen how his case is going in the Zoological Republic. We all see the injustice meted on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And in recent development, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have made it clear to them, I have no case to answer. He made no case submission, which is actually the truth. He has no case to answer. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has no case to answer in Nigeria. He has won the case in several courts in Nigeria. He has won his case in international court. And what else are you expecting from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? By putting up the no case submission, all they need to do is to go back to appeal court, get the judgment of appeal court and implement it. Strike up the case and allow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to go. But if they refuse and continue to drag on, the whole world is watching. And now the world will understand that everything we have been saying all this while is not just noise making, they are the truth. But if Nigeria want to redeem its image for now, if they want to redeem its image, they have to let Mazi Nnamdi Kanu go with immediate effect. They need to call off the case because there is nothing to charge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for. Nothing. A man you went to Kenya and kidnapped. a man you went to Kenya to abduct. After the kidnapping, you brought him to Nigeria in illegal way through extraordinary rendition. And you want to stand on that illegality to ask for legality. That has never been seen anywhere in the world before. No sensible people do that. You want to benefit from your illegality. That's an abomination in law. You cannot benefit from your illegality. But because Nigeria is not a country, Nigeria is a place where you have a collection of mad people, a collection of sick people. That is why everything goes. The popular saying that says that judiciary is the last hope of ordinary man. Not in Nigeria. Judiciary is the nemesis of ordinary man, I bet you. Judiciary is the greatest terror of ordinary man. When you are an ordinary person and your case gets to the judiciary, it is decided, even before you appear in the court, it has been decided already. That is why you saw Showore, Omoyele Showore, attacked in the court premises, not outside, inside the court premises. He was attacked. And some people come online to justify the attack. That is the worst thing. When they commit this evil and atrocities, people will come and justify it. There's no way you can redeem the zoo. Not anymore. The situation of Nigeria is irredeemable. You cannot redeem Nigeria. You better don't try. You can't redeem Nigeria. I thank Chukwu Kabiama for the confidence and boldness he gave to our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to take this bold step. If you go to their media today, they are using their media to blackmail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They use their media to change narrative and turn narrative against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But we are here on social media and the world is watching. People are no longer deceived. People are no longer carried away with their deception. I thank Chukwu Kabiama that today people are beginning to understand the true situation of the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Those who have not been paying attention now pay attention and understand. Most importantly, the recent agreement, rapport, friendship between Nigerian government and the bandits. Today you can see the bandit and Nigerian military working together hand in hand. Nigerian military and the bandits, terrorists, holding meetings. That is what we see today. The terrorists today and Nigerian government dancing and playing together. It is no longer hidden. Why they are celebrating their terrorists, they tell you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cannot be freed. What crime has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed? Demanding for the right of his people. Give us good road. Give us seaport and airport. Treat us the way you treat other people. That is all Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ask. And instead of responding, you send your soldiers to take his life. You send your soldiers to take his life. And luckily for him, he escaped. First, second, and third, he escaped for his life. And as if that is not enough, you went all the way to Kenya to kidnap him. The evil against Nigeria, the evil against the people is so much. You didn't stop at Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You went after Mazi Simon Ekpa, who stand in for him. You attacked Mazi Simon Ekpa personally. You attacked his career. You went ahead to bargain with a country, Finland, with Mazi Simon Ekpa's. And they accepted for their own selfish interests. And I say, Finland will face the consequence of their action. Finland will suffer. You see, the same curse that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid upon the British is about to fall on Finland. The same curse Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid on the British that today their country is taken over by the extremist Islamists. The UK is taken over and they cannot get it back. Lie. They can never get it back. For as long as they continue to support evil against the Biafran people, their land will be taken away by strangers. That was a prayer, and that prayer is answered. As long as the British continue to meddle in the affairs of the Biafran people, their land will be taken over by strangers. The same way they handed our land over to strangers, the Fulani Janjaweed, who are not indigenous. The same way they sideline the indigenous people and hand over an entire nation to strangers, that same way, Chukwu Okike Abiama is going to take over their land and hand it over to a stranger. It is already happening. Wherever you are watching this program, we have a duty to defend our land. We have an utmost duty to protect our land. Don't allow the enemies to overpower you. Don't pay attention to propaganda and blackmail of the enemies. They will do anything they can. And I want to let you know that your brother is not your enemy. We know we disagree with our brothers. So many of us disagree with one another, which is right. But our disagreement does not mean that we are now arch enemy. No. People can disagree. People can have different points of views. All you need to do is that when your own brother or your sister have a different point of view, ask questions if you can. Or hold on to your own view until when you have the opportunity to speak. And somebody asks you, you give him your points. Why you stand where you are standing? Why you taking the road you've taken? We must not give up wherever you are as a Biafran. We must continue to stand strong and stand firm. Keep to our word. No matter the promises, no matter the propaganda. Remember the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He said they are going to pay you. They will buy you over. They will buy you over. They will give you everything you need. Billions have been mapped out for this project. Our sister Lolo Nega also confirmed it. Today, Hope Uzodinma is busy planning to create another security outfit that he will use to terrorize the Biafran people. And that is what all the governors are doing. Creating terrorist groups to terrorize their own brothers and sisters, people they are supposed to govern. Instead of governance, they are bringing terrorism, tyranny. That is what we see in Biafraland. The contraption called Nigeria brought a group of tyrants and made them governors. And they have subjected to their people to slavery. The same people you are supposed to protect. But it's not going to last for too long because we are taking back our land. We are going to take back our land. By fire, by force. How is it going to happen? Chukwu Okike Abiama will make it happen. Don't ask me how. Just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu invoke the God of justice in the court. I bet you, if you don't know that the God of justice have risen, it means you don't have the spirit of Biafra in you. The God of justice have risen. The God of justice has risen, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. They can waste time for all they care. They can deny, for they can accuse anything, but I bet you the God of justice have risen, and Nigeria will never, ever, ever survive it. Nigeria and their criminals will never survive what is coming. They can never survive what is coming. The international disgrace. It will get to a time when the world cannot even be able to stomach the shame as we are calling them out. There are still good people out there. There are people that will not want their image to be tarnished. There are people who are in one place or the other. And these are the people we are calling their attention. Those good men, why are you silent? When the good men in the land are silent, evil persists in the land. Where are those good men? Where are those people that have conscience? Where are those whom Chukwu Okike have created for this purpose? What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for it to get to a time when there will be nobody known as a Biafra? Look at the attack that's going on in Okigwe. Even as we speak, attack is going on in Okigwe. The enemies are using even our brothers. They use our brothers to attack us. They penetrate in our meetings. They penetrate in our gatherings, in our communities, and they create enmity among us. And some of us allow it. Why would you trust anybody at this time? Why would you be listening to the enemy at this time? It is either Biafra or Biafra. There is no other way, no shortcut, no other thing that can hold water. What we are asking is Biafra. And Biafra we are going to get. It does not matter what the people of the world are saying. It does not matter how slow it is going to be. It doesn't matter how many people die in the process. At the end of the day, whoever survives will build a nation where Chukwu Okike will worship in truth and in spirit. It is a pity we found ourselves where we found ourselves. None of us chose to be part of this struggle from birth. None of us chose to be from Biafraland. None of us chose to be part of that zoological republic. But now that we found ourselves in that, we will do everything humanly possible to get ourselves out of this mess. Yes, we will do everything humanly possible to get ourselves out of this mess. You must prepare yourself. Get ready. Get prepared. Don't say you are not told. Do not say you are not warned. We know whom our enemies are. We know they are not going to stop. And we are not going to stop either. They are in the media. They are in the House of Assembly. They are in the Senate. They are in our private homes. They are even in this very struggle that we are. They are everywhere. But if you are genuine in your heart, guide your heart. One of the ways I guide my heart is to mind the people I'm listening to. The way I guide my heart, I don't listen to everybody. The only brokers I listen to is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or Mazi Simon Ever. I don't have time to go and pay attention to anybody. Likewise, yourself, you can choose whom to listen to so that you don't confuse yourself. If you are part of my program and you feel you're getting the information, concentrate on that. Pick your information from there. Very, very important. Stop putting yourself in so much confusions. Because if you don't guide your heart, sometimes they're going to trigger you. You meet you're going to meet a broadcaster that's going to trigger you. They will trigger you. Some will push you to a direction that you never intend to go. Some will force you to begin to believe what is not to be believed. That is why you must be careful the people you listen to keep your sanity. That is why I don't go to people's platform, because I want to keep my sanity. I make my verifications, I make my inquiries, and I come here and I deliver my message. I don't care what people are saying out there. Whether they are calling my name out there, whether they are using me for program, I don't pay attention. Just like on Sunday when I was just strolling on YouTube, I bumped into a program. And when I bumped into that program, they were discussing me. Biafran people, they forgot the message they are supposed to deliver. Whom they were discussing is Chuk Survivor. Chuk Survivor was what we are discussing. That's a shame. It is very shameful that you open up your camera and you come, you discuss your own. They say small mind discuss people, but great minds, they discuss events, activities, success. You discuss things that matters. Only people that have little mind, they are the ones that discuss people. Little mind, you see them gather everywhere. When they gather, it is to discuss about their own fellow Biafra. In my platform, I have tried as much as possible not to mention name. It's not because I'm afraid of anybody. I'm not afraid of anybody. Who the hell you are? I don't care who you are. But to keep my sanity and keep that ground where people can associate with each other, stop. Have a reasonable and responsible argument. If there is something you don't agree with me that I say, all you need to do is to click the link in my program, come there and respond. If somebody tells you that I said it, I said, there's no point wasting your time talking about me. I conduct my program 2 times every day. You have the right to come here, challenge me, and ask me a question. Not to gossip. I am not answering Chuk Survival as a guy name. Chuk Survival is not a guy name. That name is born out of event. Chuk Survival is born out of event. It is not a guy name. So when I saw people discussing about me, I was listening. Including people that come to my platform to speak. It is sad. And all they were saying was lies. They were spilling lies. So people come, they talk about things they do not know anything about. You are defending something you know. You are pushing a message you have no idea about. You don't know anything about it. Something you don't know. Something you don't know about. You are talking about it. Lies. And you talk as if you know what you're saying. You talk with confidence as if you know. When you don't know. Something you have no idea about. And when you see them talk, you think they know what they're talking. They know nothing about what they're discussing. They know nothing about what they're defending. They have no idea. And that is why when I look at them sometimes, I keep silent. I just sit back and watch, because there's no point challenging somebody who doesn't know what he or she is doing. There was a program Mazi Nnamdi did. He says in that program, he says he cannot curse anybody. That it will be very, very careless and useless for him to come and begin to curse a Biafran. Because most of those Biafrans you want to curse don't even know what they are doing. They don't know why they are doing what they are doing. Some of them cannot even explain what they are doing. They are just following sheepishly. Because somebody, your friend said a word, or your brother said, or some of them just want to claim relevance. Some of them just want to speak on the program. We have something ahead of us, a problem, a challenge. The Janjaweed, the Fulani Janjaweed are our problem. Nigerian government is our problem. They are the one holding us captive, telling lies against us. The little we can do is to challenge them, expose them, Debunk their lies. That is what we are supposed to be doing. Debunk the lies of the enemies against our Supreme Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, against our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi, and against the Biafran people. That is our duty. Present Biafra to the world as a remedy to the failed state Nigeria. That is what we are supposed to be doing. Present Biafra as a remedy. Give reasons so that somebody who is not a Biafran, when they come to your program, they will learn and understand why we are all shouting online every day. The wickedness of Nigeria, the terrorism of Nigerian state against its own citizens, the attack against the Biafran people, attack against the Christians in the northern part of Nigeria, the attack against the indigenous people, how the government of Nigeria sponsors terrorism actively. That is what we are supposed to be bringing to the world. Not coming online to talk about your fellow Biafran, not coming online to spend and waste your data on talking about your own brother or your own sister. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. And I hope we will begin to change that very mindset. I hope and believe that we will start changing those mindsets, because there are a lot of evil out there that we need to face. In the media, we have a lot of work because the Nigerian government is doing a terrible job. Nigerian government is doing a terrible job to keep us down. Why are we allowing ourselves to get distracted? Why should we allow ourselves to get distracted? Why? Why should we allow ourselves to get distracted when we have a great job? You see the propaganda and blackmails on the line. You see the narrative, how they drive narrative against us online. Our duty is to debunk their lies in their media. We don't have any conventional media standing for us. We are on our own. We are on our own. We need to fight our battle. No international media is paying attention. So the responsibility lies on me, on you, to join a program. When you join a program, you like and you share. And when you share, make a contribution to expose the evil of the Janjaweed. That is what we are supposed to be discussing. Expose the enemies. Let the world hear it and see. Don't say they will not hear, or don't say they have been seeking, they have been watching, don't do anything. I bet you a time will come when they cannot be able to be silent anymore. Time is coming when they cannot afford to be silent, they must speak. That is why you must continue to talk. You don't know whether, maybe it is your own message they will see. Maybe it is my own message. Maybe it is your own sharing that they will come across. It takes only one man to change the narrative. Only one click, one man. Only one man. Chukwu Okekame will provide a man that will come to the seat, and when he sees the report of the Biafran people, he will not be silent. He will be disturbed. Chukwu Okekame will disturb the soul of that man, that he cannot have rest until he answers to our problem. That is why we must make sure that our issue is always on the front line. Maintain that front line. That is what Mazi Nnamdi was doing. Mazi Nnamdi was always trending. And whenever he trends, Biafra trend. Whenever he trends, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trend. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is one steering that trending from the detention. Even when they decide not to report Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's going to do something that will make them to report, whether they like it or not. Let us listen to this very Arise television analysis and hear what they had to say.
Joining us now with stories trending around the world is Oji Ope. Hello, Genix.
Good morning, Dr. Abati. How are you this morning? Good morning, Ayo. I feel like I'm so far away from you guys. Good morning, Rufy on fire. How are you this morning? Yes. Ayo is always making everything feel better. Well, all right. Good morning to you, viewers. Let's begin what's trending in the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, where activists Omoyele Sowore Aloy Ejimako, and 11 other Free Nnamdi Kanu protesters were released from Kuje prison on Monday. Jore and the protesters were charged by the police for inciting public disturbance and disobeying court orders barring them from participating in protests at key government locations. The magistrate court had granted bail to the defendants last week and ordered them to present 2 sureties, each in the sum of 500,000 naira. However, moments after the bail ruling, security operatives reportedly bundled Shore into a van, prompting outrage from his lawyers and supporters who accused the police of violating the court's order. Shore, after his release, vowed to continue the protest.
Well, finally, we've just been released from illegal, unjust, unwarranted, and inhuman detention by the Bola Ahmed Tinubu regime, orchestrated by his illegal IGP, Kayode Egbetokun. And we're heading home, hopefully. In fact, I was supposed to be heading to Lagos for a protest for tomorrow. But we're still checking on the flight, if there's any flight tonight.
Have you seen the warning from the Lagos State government?
You know, they can warn themselves, they can't warn me. You can't warn me about my rights. Yes. They are the ones who have to warn themselves about their responsibilities. So it wasn't going to stop me. It is not the first time people who are paid to protect have become very likely responsible and warning people not to exercise their rights. So you can't warn me.
You know, their release brings temporary closure to their detention, though they still face charges of inciting public disturbance and must return for trial, raising ongoing questions about the limits of protest rights in Nigeria. Well, meanwhile, the leader of the indigenous peoples of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, on Monday refused to open his defense in the terrorism case filed against him by the federal government. While during the court proceeding, Kanu, who dismissed his legal team and chose to represent himself, told the court he found no legal basis for the charges after reviewing his case file. Well, Kanu argued that he should not be required to enter any defense for charges and urged the court to release him or grant him bail. Well, here's a video moment of the IPOB leader in court.
Where's the lying news agency of Nigeria? They're here. Those liars and deceivers. And they're here. That distort the news. You don't know what law is. You don't know what justice is. Where's the news agency of Nigeria? What are they? You don't know that God is a God of justice. You don't know that? That God in heaven is a God of justice. You don't know that?
All right, Dr. Bati. I mean, talking about this whole court process, this dramatic shift in strategy from listing 23 high-profile witnesses to refusing to mount any defense at all. Legal experts argue that it represents a high-risk legal gamble by challenging the very legal foundation of the charges rather than contesting the facts. Well, Kanu essentially asked the court to dismiss the case entirely. Dr. Bati, your thoughts on
first, let's look at some of the details. Before now, Nnamdi Kanu and his counsel, they had entered a plea of no case objection before the Court of Justice, James Omotosho, the trial judge. And the court said he had a case to answer. In other words, that no case submission was dismissed. And it was on the basis of that that the court now said he and his lawyers should enter the defense. The prosecution, having provided evidence and completed his presentation. Now, when they appeared in court again, Nnamdi Kanu said he was sacking his lawyers in open court. It is a prerogative of the accused person to say, well, I don't want to use these lawyers again. Upon which he then decided to defend himself. It is also within his right to say that he would defend himself. But having talked about 23 witnesses, he has now turned around to say what you refer to as high-risk gamble, that he had no defense to enter because he didn't think that there was any case in the matter. However, it is high risk because one, he doesn't understand the legal issues involved. He has no legal experience. He doesn't know what the precedents are. So that's why the lawyers who could have said
The only person that do not have legal experience is this ape face. This idiot that is speaking doesn't have any legal experience. This clown that is speaking forgot that the appeal court have quashed the case and set Mazi Nnamdi Kanu free. The appeal court said that no court in Nigeria has the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He has forgotten that in this same zoological republic, idiots like this will be in the studio. These are the people. That's why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking for them. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was looking for them in the court. This ape-faced, he is the only novice, ignorant person when it comes to law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not a lawyer, but he has much more experience in law than this Abati. This ape-face. These are the bunch of clowns that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling out in the court and invoking the God of justice upon them. A case that has been tried on several courts in Nigeria. He has won it on 4 occasions in Nigeria. One international, one two international in Kenya and the Arbitrary Committee of the United Nations. And yet Nigeria is standing their ground. What evidence do they have against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Nothing. All they have on Mazi Nnamdi is the speech he made, broadcast he made. What did he say in the broadcast? Educating his people, exposing Nigerian government in their evil. That is what he said in that broadcast. But clowns like this, these are the clowns, the idiots that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling the court. Where are they? Look at the picture he's painting. That Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't know the legal implication. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu doesn't have the legal knowledge. You are a clown. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is way ahead of you. It doesn't matter what you read now till you die. You cannot acquire the knowledge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has. They can call it a gamble or whatever you call it. That is to you. This is not a gamble. This is a case that has been settled, just done and dusted in Nigeria. In that same year, Nigeria, 3 judges unanimously decided that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go free, and they throw away all the cases. They throw it away. And they went back again and started afresh all this nonsense. These are the clowns that they use to preach their nonsense in their media.
It's a gamble. How is he going to defend himself? But he has other options to him, available to him. The court of law is a court of justice for the accused person and also for the state. And in that regard, the options available to Nnamdi Kanu now, one, he can say, well, he has heard what the prosecution has said, but he thinks he has no case. That will now be for the court to determine. However, the court being the court of justice is also going to weigh the evidence, because the court will not just say, oh, because you say there is no case. The court has a duty to weigh the evidence.
You don't need to wait for the court to weigh the evidence. This clown in that studio have seen the evidence. Every one of us know the evidence they have. You are charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for terrorism. A man that has not been seen with a pin. A man that has not been seen murder anybody. A man that have not been indicted in any crime. Evidence they have against him, NSAS. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has nothing to do with NSAS. The videos they were bringing, they were playing in the court of brokers he made all the way in London. And this clown is talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu risk and evidence. You see, that is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu called the whole media. And God is a God of justice. You are telling us justice for the state and justice for Mazi Nnamdi. You are mad, an idiot. And it is because of these clowns like this. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is calling out the media. This ape face, unrepentant fool, a tribal bigot. That's what he is.
Provided by the prosecution, because the scale of justice, has to be balanced. And it's after that they may then ask him, that's Nnamdi Kanu, to enter a written address to respond to the allegations, to the evidence by the prosecution. Maybe he has the skill to even understand, what the prosecution is saying. And then after that, the court will now weigh all the evidence as fairly as it can to ensure justice. Now, give a ruling. Now, after the judgment, the option that is also available to Nnamdi Kanu is that he can go on appeal. So the matter has not been resolved yet. Very quickly, as for Chowore and the 13 others. One, the right assembly is guaranteed under Section 40 of the Constitution. And Chowore and the 13 others, they said they were having a peaceful protest. And there's no evidence that they engaged in any act of violence. They were arrested in the court of law on the grounds of unlawful assembly and causing public disturbance. That has not yet been proven. They also have the right to protest and the right of expression under Section 39 of the Constitution. Now they've been given very stringent conditions: 500,000 bail, you must bring your NIN, you must submit your international passport. But we just hope that justice will be done. The only objection that I see here is with the counsel to Nnamdi Kanu, Aloy Ejimako, who decided to jump into the arena as an officer in the Temple of Justice. That's a resort to self-help on the part of counsel.
Look at this idiot. This is the nonsense they are parading. This is nonsense the idiot is parading. Aloy Ejimako have explained this all the time. Because this idiot is a tribal bigot, this is an idiot that lacks knowledge, lacks wisdom. He is somebody who is if Mazi Nnamdi can understand the law. He doesn't even understand what all this thing is all about. He doesn't know what the right of a citizen is. Aloy Ejimako is not just a lawyer, he is a citizen. He is a citizen. And he also enjoyed the freedom of association. The protest he attended had nothing to do with law this or law that. Even before this protest, Aloy Ejimako came out and made a video that he is going there as an ordinary citizen. He made that video before he went. That he is appearing as an ordinary citizen. But of course, this tribal bigot will not say that. After all his grammar, he will come back and blame Aloy Ejimako for exercising his right as a citizen. And these are people who claim to be learned. Ape-face. Nigeria is an evil entity, and their wickedness, their envy and jealousy and greed will never allow them to see the truth or say the truth. That is why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was calling them the God. And the God of justice will find somebody like this clown who is speaking. Fulani herdsmen are going to find him very soon. He will get his own share.
But that's a matter, that can be considered at another level. The council should not descend into the arena and resort to serving. It's a court of law that is a workshop of lawyers, not to carry banner on the streets.
All right. Sure, maintain that he wants to continue to protest. Sure, is the activist of our time. He's not relenting on that score. We'll head over to Plateau State now. Following the controversy surrounding the Christian genocide claims of an evangelist, Ezekiel Dachomo, original leader of the Church of Christ in Nations in Jos, who raised alarm that he received kidnapping and death threats after posting a video of the mass burial of Christian victims from a recent attack in the Hepang community near Jos. Dachomo, who made the original video as proof of what he claims is a Christian genocide and to show how Christians were being terrorized and persecuted, has responded defiantly in a new video. In this follow-up video, he passionately pleads that if he is kidnapped, no one should pay his ransom, stating that his blood will instead raise the war necessary for Christian liberation. Let's take a look.
We are showing them love, but they didn't see. I don't know whether I will be the next, but for me, I've already told my family, my members, if they kidnap me, nobody should contribute one kobo. My grave will speak. My blood will raise war that will lead to Christian liberation. That day is coming. I'm just waiting for them. Even I will tell them, please give me quickly, because nobody will bring kobo. And if they call home, they will tell them our daddy covenant last week that we should never pay a kobo. Please kill him, because my blood will be useful while I'm in the grave. He will fight to
intense. Ayo, this development adds a deeply personal and perhaps a dangerous dimension to the Christian genocide debate in Nigeria. Dachuma's willingness to risk his life by documenting what he believes is a systematic persecution, and his stance of refusing ransom payment if kidnapped demonstrates the intensity of his conviction. I'll take some reactions before I come to you, Ayo. Yemi wrote, good video, but you are framing this as if only Christians are being kidnapped. Even Muslims complain about these same attacks. These headers invade farms, destroy crops, and kill people. It's not religion, it's tribal impunity. Both sides condemn it. Both suffer. So why fuel division when you know the truth? What you are stoking, future generations won't recover from. We Nigerians call ourselves intelligent. So ask yourself, why the sudden foreign interest? The same countries showing concern watch gun violence, drugs, unsolved murders, and kidnappings destroy their own people daily, including Christians. On their watch, they ignored Christian Palestinians being killed and displaced. So put your thinking cap, fellow Nigerians. Yes, we have problems, but we must fix them ourselves. Another ex-user wrote, that man is speaking from a place of real fear. When people start saying things like this, you know the system has failed completely. Nobody should be living with that kind of terror in their own country. Ayo, over to you.
Thank you so much. That man, I don't even beyond fear, was frustration. And people who have spoken and spoken with nothing being done. In recent times, in the Bakinladi local government, Waruru, Tatu, and Lawuru areas, they say that a group of worshippers were indiscriminately shot at. I think the most worrying part of that report was that they said they'd actually gotten intelligence, informed security agencies, and nothing was done. When the system or when your country fails you consistently, then unfortunately people now resort to either self-help or calling outsiders to come and save them. And this is what the Nigerian state doesn't like. This interference, seeming interference by, America, Senator Ted Cruz raising it up and now being listed, potentially listed as a country of particular concern. Can we, beyond, Daniel Wala going to hold stakeholder meetings with, bishops, can we actually listen to the voice of the North Central, especially in Plateau, Jos? We have heard of these things, but for a long time, we have turned our eyes and closed our ears off from this. If you speak to a lot of Christian leaders in these areas, Oji, the story is horrible. A number of Christians are being killed. We can no longer continue to bury our heads in sand, ostrich-wise, and pretend that, it is not happening. They are coming out to speak. They are releasing videos. It's a shame that the international community had to speak up for us to begin to run helter-skelter to find a solution to this problem. I hope that Bishop and Reverend Dachomo will not have to be kidnapped or killed for his blood to speak out. Too much blood has been spilled already in these areas. Yes. Can we rise up? The service chiefs had a closed-door meeting with the president yesterday, and his charge to them was that they should immediately address security concerns. I hope that top on that agenda is this concern for Christians in Nigeria who are finally speaking up to say that this is happening in the community. Let us not play ostrich. Listen to them and take action. No more blood spill in the North Central, especially in Plateau. Just these areas have cried out for too long and nothing has been done. It's time for them to take action.
Rufai, you had something to say about the ex-user. Just a quick second.
So the quick one, that ex-user was trying to mitigate the plight of the man. You see, the pastor that came out and showed that video.
No, the first ex-user.
First ex-user.
Yemi.
The pastor, Yemi, and in response to Yemi, the pastor was showing the plight that he failed as at that point in time. We're not saying people are not being killed. Muslims are being killed.
That is the thing. Every time they try to twist it.
But the question I'd like to ask you
is, Nigerian media is evil.
Who were they?
We're Christians.
Definitely.
Well, all right. We'll continue to follow up on the story. We'll take another story now. Former presidential candidate Peter Obi has reacted to allegations of mismanagement labeled against the Nigeria Football Federation.
My beloved brothers and sisters, we have gotten what we want. We don't care about their P2B and nonsense they want to show. You see, when we talk about Nigerian media, these people are evil, evil to the core. And it's not just that, even the Nigerian public. Now, you see that the first ex-user that woman read his ex-tweet. The first tweet that woman read, you see how the person was trying to twist the whole thing. This genocide of Christians has been happening. They are not okay. If you say it's not happening to everybody, why were you not talking since? You're not talking. Why were you keep silent? You say it's happening to everybody. Why didn't you mention your own? You didn't mention your own until when Christians came out, cry and got the attention of the United States. Only then you now come out and begin to talk. It's just like we Biafrans today. The Biafran people are crying about the genocide in Biafraland, the attack against the Biafran. We are talking and talking and talking. Until when the international community now come in, you will now say, oh, it is not only Biafran that are marginalized. It's not only Igbo people. Not only Igbo people have problems. Everybody people have. Did we stop you from complaining? Did we stop you from complaining? Did we by any way prevent you from complaining? We did not. The kind of way Nigerian media, look at that Abati, that ape face. That man is evil to the core. Look at the way he tried to belittle the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Oh, he doesn't know the implication of what he's doing. He doesn't know this one. And this idiot Abati forgot that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has won his case hands down in Nigeria. About 4 courts in Nigeria. 4 courts in Nigeria, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have won his case. The appeal court was the last one he won in an appeal court, and the appeal court said that no other court has the jurisdiction to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That you cannot stand in illegality and you'll be talking about legality. This Abati knows very well that you cannot stand on illegality. You cannot go and a man, bring him to your country illegally and you want to try him. You want him to enter trial. Enter trial for what? But look at the way that idiot was trying to belittle the word of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He doesn't know. I hope he knows the implication of what he's doing. Maybe he doesn't know. He doesn't understand. He's not sure he understands what he's saying. You can imagine. And a clown in the studio. You can never have 1/4 of the knowledge Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have. Abati. You can't have 1/4 of the knowledge of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You can't have 1/4 of it. A man that has won his court 2 times in international ground. In Kenya, he has won. Arbitrary Committee of the United Nations issued a statement since 2022. They say release him on condition and pay him a compensation. A court in Nigeria awarded him compensation also. Our 2 courts awarded him a compensation. The appeal court squashed all the case and said let him go. Instead of them obeying, they transferred all the judges. They removed all the judges that stand on the case of Mazi Nnamdi, transferred them and take them away. And they take the case back and say start afresh. And today, what do you want to start afresh? What did you want to start? Start what? Start what? Is it the same evidence that the court have quashed? Is it the same evidence you are bringing? What has that got to do with terrorism? That somebody is broadcasting? What does the broadcast of the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got to do with terrorism? Have you seen him with weapon? Have you seen him attack anyone? Did you present anybody that said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu send him to go and attack anybody? You accuse him of NSAS. Did you see him in NSAS? The only reason why he refused to enter, because if he begin to call these people he called, those 23 people, it means he has now accepted and he now entered into the trial. It is a trap. If he now continue to call on those people and begin to enter trial, it is a trap. So the only thing that ends that case is no case, no trial. It has been done and dusted, and there is no going back. There's no case. Whatever the decision they want to let them take, the whole world is watching. Whatever decision they want to take, they should go ahead. The world is watching. Nigerian media is evil. Evil media. Evil media. And that is why I will continue to call them out. Somebody like this ape face, a tribal bigot. The only thing he's doing in Arise Television is to fight against the Igbo cause. Anything that has to do with an Igbo man, that man, ape face, we attack it. That was the idiot that came online. And he was saying that we, the Igbos, don't sell land to people. We don't give people land. People cannot buy land in Igbo land. We don't sell land to people in Igbo land. And his own fellow presenter told him that this is wrong impression, and people complain this wrong impression. Calls have come, and he said he will never apologize. He almost attacked the lady. He attacked the lady and said he will not apologize. These are the kind of people you have in the Zoological Republic. These are the kind of people you have in that zoo. Unrepentant, wicked souls. May Chukwu guide and protect us and save us from this evil entity called Nigeria. There is no going back. We are out and we are out. I appreciate everyone that have joined me. I can see my beloved sister, Stella Uzuka. Thank you, Stella, for joining. You were here in the morning and you are here again in the evening program. I thank you so much for joining. And every other person that is there, thank you so much for joining. We are going to close the program. Our evening program is always 1 hour. And we are going to see again tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. May Chukwu guide and protect every one of you. Guide and protect all the Biafran people. Everyone that is genuinely seeking for Biafra, crying day and night for the safety and security of our leaders. May Chukwu guide and protect all of you and answer our prayer. May Chukwu guide and protect our leaders, strengthen them and keep them for us until we meet again. Thank you so much and stay blessed. Good night, everybody, and see you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye.
Nigeria don't enter one chance, I swear, now go with the go. Yes, men, they kill us every day for them busy, they campaign again. After they failed all the promises they made, them they praise themselves. Why the masses were supposed to give them the praises we they run to? Move it up. I blame it on the religious leaders. I blame it on the traditional rulers. People were supposed to fight for the people, they don't compromise. Shame on the rebellious brothers. People were cry with those oppressors, they eat jollof. Something on the smell of. Very soon now we go perceive them. We have up when this government they cause my time bomb. It go soon explode. Revolution they come. It is very close and they feel more. When the power of the people we triumph, the power of the people in power. They no even care, they no even send. Say the people they die of hunger. Hungry dog is an angry dog. One day you go bite the owner. I don't man is the devil workshop. Many youths for Nigeria no good job. And the country the youths got no future. The country is gone, that's on period. Move it up. I blame it on the judiciary leaders. I blame it on the electoral officials. People were supposed to save the nation, but they collected bribe. Shame on the armed forces. People were supposed to protect the masses. But now them they shoot us anytime they hear our voice.